Hey guys, today I'm going to go over a bit more about the Loops and Threads Knit Quick Chunky Loom set. It's a two-piece set. I went to the store yesterday and happened upon some Red Heart Grande in a clearance bin. Now, this yarn is huge. It's like the size of my pinky. But it's labeled as a super bulky size 6. Now I did compare it to other super bulky size 6 yarns, and it was actually larger, and it was the exact same width as the number 7 yarn. So you want to look at that when you're going to buy yarn. Unless you're getting this exact same brand, I would probably look at the size 7. I'm not even sure. This is a super bulky, we'll say super duper bulky, whatever they call it. But I got it for a great deal, so I got a few of them. And the stuff that you're going to see here that I did, I actually used the 16 peg smaller loom for. First thing I did was I did a swatch using the whole loom as just a flat panel to get an idea how, with this one, how wide of a panel you can make. Now I did 5 rows of E-wrap stitch after my cast on. You can see it when it lays flat, it fills in pretty good, but if you're going to be stretching it out, it's going to be kind of airy. But the yarn is definitely thick enough to use the E-wrap stitch on this loom with, and I was kind of concerned because I really wasn't sure if it was, but it is. Then I did 5 rows of purl stitch, which the purl stitch is very tight. You can see it looks really good. I mean, you really have to stretch it to get much air through it. And then I did 5 rows of the U-stitch, which the U-stitch, of course, it knit up very quick. It's very symmetrical. I like the way it looks. I'd say it's probably my favorite stitch to use for this loom. Now let's talk about measuring, so you guys can get an idea of how wide of a panel you can make with these looms. So, for your E-wrap, it's about 11.5 inches. Well, everybody's different. We'll say 11 to 12 inches wide, depending on how you personally knit. And then for the purl stitch, it's still about 11. And it gets a little wider for the flat stitch up here. The purl stitch is going to be the tightest. There's not a big size difference. So you're going to get an 11, we'll say 10 to 12 inch panel with the small loom. And it has 16 pegs. So, and the large one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It has 20 pegs. So you obviously will get a good deal larger panel with the large loom. I just wanted you guys to be able to see the texture and how it looks. And something else I wanted to show is it's very hard to gauge how much I can make with something like this. I've never really worked with this yarn before. So I started just a flat panel on the 16 peg loom to see how long it would make. And as you can see, just having some fun, practicing some cables. Like nothing too special, just 2-stitch cables, which they're actually really easy to do on this loom. It has a real nice chunky look to it. This was just basically a swatch. I'm actually going to take it out and unwind it just because I didn't do the edges the way I liked. It's just all purl stitched. But for this, flatten that out. I'll measure how wide it is. See? It's between 11 and 12 inches wide. And it's still on the loom. But I'll give you an estimate of how long of a piece it made. Which up to about 15 inches, but it'll shrink up. So I'll say probably about 17, 18 inches long by 11, 12 inches wide for just one skein of this. So if you want to make a shawl or a scarf, or just a wrap or something, you do want to keep that in mind. I would say if you're using the whole panel, the whole loom like this, for a flat panel and you're wanting to make just like a shawl, or you know, a wrap shawl, whatever you want to call it, I would use 3 to 4 things of yarn at least. And these have, where's my yardage on them? I know I looked right over it. Oh, stickers over the yardage on that one. Alright, so it has, I just seen it on the other one. Oh, that's, 46 yards. So it's really not a lot. Okay, it wasn't blocks on that one. But, I mean, that's, for only 46 yards of yarn, it does make a good size piece just due to how bulky it is. And I'll use the white so you can just see the contrast. If you want to see the width of the yarn compared to the loom itself. Now there are certain places where you can actually get bulkier yarn than this. But honestly, working with this loom, I really liked it. It works up so quick. I did this right here in less than an hour. I'm so used to working with smaller gauge looms and like your size 2 and 3 yarn that working with a size 7 yarn was awesome. And I really enjoyed it. Great for people who crave instant gratification because you can do a hat in no time on this, which I am going to do a video to show you how to do a hat. I'm actually going to do a few videos to show you multiple things you can make with these looms. These are going to be a lot of fun. Actually, what I want to see is someone do like a 10-stitch blanket on one of these. You would get that thing done in no time. Okay, guys, but that's really enough rambling, I suppose, from me. Sorry. Basically, I love the looms. Doing the cables, the pegs are so thick that it's very sturdy. Honestly, it's sturdier than I had initially thought it would be. This chunky yarn, I can't wait to get my hands on some other chunky yarn from some other companies, size 7, and see how it really compares. But this right here is so soft and so nice, and like I want to get a bunch of this and make a blanket because I would be able to get a blanket done, a good size blanket done in just a few days. But guys, that's all I got for you for this. I just really wanted to, I've gotten a lot of messages and comments, people wanting to see more about this loom. Just use it like you normally do. I am going to do, there's a playlist for this loom where every single video I do using this loom will be in that playlist. So as I do videos and as I update them, that playlist will update. And of course, a link to the playlist is in the description below. So just check back, subscribe to my channel so you'll be updated when I do more videos. Save the link for the playlist if you would like, if you just want to kind of periodically check it to see what I've added. And of course, give me suggestions for what you want to see made with these looms. Alright. I'm done rambling, I promise. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope this was helpful because I tried to answer a lot of the questions that I was getting. I will do videos. This is kind of like a work in progress. Once I fine-tune everything, I will do a video to show you how to do cables on this loom and how to do a nice size shawl. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, great time to subscribe now. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and thank you guys again.